What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing an incredibly exciting video that I have been looking forward to doing for so long, for over a year now. I knew that when this day would come, I would be making a vlog for it, and today is gonna be 10 times more exciting because today we are doing a reading vlog for Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Oops. Oh my god, this is finally in my hands. Look how incredibly beautiful this copy is. It's beautiful. Look at these edges. I love the dragon. The sides. Oh my god, the end papers. That's so pretty. It's the same on both sides. It's gorgeous, and it matches my copy of Iron Flame. This is so pretty. I think this might be my favorite cover. If not Fourth Wing, this might be my favorite cover. So excited. But the reason this vlog is gonna be even more exciting is because I'm gonna be buddy reading this book with a friend of mine. She's a very close friend of mine. We've been friends since we were in school. Her name's Hasti, and I will be going over to her house tonight. We plan to finish off this book as quickly as possible over this fine weekend. Yeah, I'll be heading to her house tonight, but I just wanted to get the intro out of the way so that we could directly jump into discussing the book and reading the book. And just to let you guys know, this vlog will be filled with spoilers, okay? We're gonna be diving into the discussion of every single thing about this book, theories, our thoughts, everything. We will not be holding back. So if you haven't read the book, keep that in mind. If you haven't read it, if you don't want spoilers, click off right now. But if you have read the book, then join in. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm just so excited to read this. I love the Fourth Wing books. Hasti also loves the Fourth Wing books, and we've just been looking forward to reading this together for so long. We've been planning it together for so long, and it's finally happening. It's happening. The day is here. Oh my god, I'm just so excited. So without wasting any more time, I'm gonna see you guys directly at Hasti's house tonight. Hi everybody, look who's here. This is Hasti.
Hi.
I shot the intro already.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I told them I'm reading this with a friend from a school friend. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Hasti. We know each other for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And we read books
God.
together sometimes. Not ever in the same
Yeah.
space in 10 years.
Yeah, this is our first time. Give me 5 facts about yourself. Let's go.
I really like tiramisu. I've been really into the color yellow and green lately.
Yeah, and
I have a dog.
right.
What else?
Wow, you're such an interesting person, Hasti.
And I'm a psychologist. I guess that's interesting.
It is.
It's a fact about this friendship. I think we became friends because once in tuitions I threw her rubber band out
Yeah.
of the window.
Yeah. So we have our books here. I have the physical copy. She has it on her Kindle. We have the books here. Yay. We're gonna start reading now. Okay, before we get into it, what are your expectations?
I feel if I feel there will still be the same Violet going like, oh, Zayden doesn't share this with me, doesn't share that with me, which I'm a little skeptical of. In a good way, I think the adventure might be a lot more, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I am hoping to get to know more about the cutie and Dana. That's all.
Yeah.
I want to know
Same.
more.
I want to
about
know
him.
more about her breed, and
Yeah.
I feel like we might get a lot of dragon history
Yeah.
in this
exactly.
book, which is something we really need. Like
Yeah.
पिछले 2 books में it's a secret, and like you can't
Yeah.
know about dragon kind, but like enough. We
Yeah,
need to know.
exactly. Also, like she hates spoilers. I love spoilers. So I
Yeah.
have seen a few on Instagram. But the thing is, I will still be as excited, and I will just like keep a blank face. I'm good at it.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's start reading. So we are on chapter 2, na? Chapter 2.
I'm just starting. She's 2 pages in.
Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot of information. I feel
Yeah.
like I know people had said कि Iron Flame में लगता है जैसे बहुत info dumping हो रही है. But I feel like right now is when I'm like there's too much happening.
Yeah, in the first chapter only, I'm like, itna sa ho
Yeah,
raha hai.
exactly. Now, okay, so Hasti, because she loves spoilers, she already knows what Violet's second signet is.
I don't understand it exactly because I've not seen any excerpts of it or any like analogies or anything of it, but I know it, like I know it by the word what it's called.
Okay. Based off of what you just said, I feel like my theory is wrong then. But I feel like her signet has something to do with some kind of vision or like looking into the future vision or like ऐसा कुछ तो, because in Iron Flame there were a couple of scenes where she literally saw through, एक तो like she saw through in the throne room scene, she saw through Xaden's
thoughts.
yeah, and then she had those dreams which were about the sage, but it was actually sage, that sage was talking to Xaden in the future, but like she was seeing those, and then यहाँ पे in chapter 2 आगे जाके she's down in the chamber fighting these venom. And when she goes down and she sees the venom over there, she sees this one venom which says, and it says over here, her long silver braid swings free of her hood as her attention whips in our direction. So and then uske baad she disappears. Okay, and then she's not seen in the scene up until the point मैंने पढ़ा है. So either again this is something she saw like a future or a vision from somewhere else or from the future or something, that you know that venom is not actually there. And then also like the venom has silver hair. How many people have we known in this story to have silver hair?
Even in the first chapter, Jack says that the
silver, yeah,
and like hers.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there's one person with silver hair, that is the main goal.
Exactly.
Main girly pop.
And over here also when they're fighting, okay, her, Riddick and Rhiannon are fighting, and the Venom say no, not the silver hair, we need her. Like they're not saying violet or something, they're saying silver hair. Obviously her hair is significant in some way.
Do you want me to confirm?
No. Don't confirm anything. Let me find out.
Confirm or dispute it?
Don't confirm or dispute anything. Do you know when we find out?
No, that I don't.
Great. जो चाहिए information वो तो पता नहीं. I am just feeling, okay, so before we started reading the book, we saw online that people were feeling frustrated and like confused. I am understanding why they must have felt this way, because so far we're hearing so much about some plans that she has. There's at least 2 plans that she has. They still haven't told us what plans. Like at least tell us a little bit about what plans. Like I just read the chapter, you will come to it, where they're negotiating something. And we still don't find out what her fucking plans are.
Like there's a difference between building suspense and then it's just confusion.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can only build so much suspense before the people get tired.
Yeah. Exactly my point since the start. The third book has the weight of any series longer than the trilogy.
Yeah.
The weight of that series falls on the third
Exactly.
book.
Always, yeah. This is not a spoiler, not that you care about spoilers. But there's this one scene where like she slept off reading some book, okay? And in the morning she wakes up and she sees that the book has been closed, it's on her nightstand, and that Xaden has placed a dagger where she left off in the book to mark the place that she fell asleep.
Isn't he the book boyfriend of everyone?
Yeah, like this is such a small tiny thing कि he just marked where she left off before she fell asleep and kept it by her side. But it's such a big thing. Like it's the little things that matter. This is so cute. So I want to read a line that I really liked. Chapter 1 where Sawyer is like saying that he hates the pain, the leg that has been taken away, and then he tells Violence, oh sorry, like obviously you have your mom, that's worse.
I marked the same line.
Yeah, no,
yeah. That's enough pain to go on.
Yeah. And then Violent, wow. Violet says, pain isn't a competition, there's always enough to go around. I really liked that.
Yeah. Even I have marked.
Yeah, we both highlighted that line. Guys, we are cringing a little bit at one of these scenes together. Damn, he knows exactly how to take me from the ground to sky fucking high in less than a handful of heartbeats. And then they're saying mine to each other.
Yeah, they're just like, mine,
yours.
This is very, like, it's very like, you know, the Wattpad of 2013.
Yeah,
2012.
literally.
It feels like that. And we know that she's capable of writing better.
Exactly.
Like, even the intimate scenes, they are written
So
well.
well. Exactly.
And I also recently like.
What is this? What was happening here? There's this one point where he calls her love. That's my weakness in any book when a character says love. वहाँ मैं पिघल जाती हूँ.
Oh, I read like a theory about it, and it's like why he starts calling her love a lot in this book.
Also, I'm just, apart from that little cringe moment, I'm liking how domestic they are in this book. Like, I like it. I like domestic scenes in relationships.
Yeah. Especially like all these like dystopian fantasy like fiction books,
Hmm.
whenever there is any like breaking point or whenever there is any like bad thing that happens, the couple immediately breaks up.
Yeah, exactly.
These two haven't
Haven't.
done that.
Although I am at page 39 right now, and they're discussing something. Okay, Mira has come and you'll get to it. They're discussing something, and it's pissing me off. Like again, मुझे नहीं समझ आ रहा है. What is going on? Just tell me. Just tell us. You know,
Yeah.
what is it that this thing does? So Hasti is reading right now. Okay, she's joining. So we were just talking about how when I was rereading Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, before Onyx Storm came out, I saw this reel, which someone was saying, "What if Riddick betrays them all?" And she has seen a similar reel where it's like, "What if Bodhi is the one who betrays us?" Okay. Now I honestly, like 99%, I'm sure Riddick won't. Like, I love him too much. Cannot imagine it. Will not accept it. Bodhi, I love him too. Like, I really like, we both like Bodhi, but also I feel like it is possible also. But I'm just like, now that I'm reading Onyx Storm, when I was reading Iron Flame, I did not think anything alluded to the fact that, Riddick betrays us. But there are just certain things, like little things that he's just saying that I'm just like, why are you saying this? Why are you saying this?
But also we need to remember that Rebecca Yarros has said that for Riddick, the song she gives is Mirror Ball.
Yeah.
And Mirror Ball is
Yeah.
that you make everyone around you happy, but inside,
Inside you're like, exactly, you're performing for it. But also Mirror Ball is a song about how the person is constantly performing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what.
Yeah.
That's
I
also
don't know
there.
where her mind works. Talking about another plan, while it already has like 2 plans that she was referring to, that we still don't know what those plans are, except that she plans to like fight or cause a rebellion of some kind. Abhi ye chapter 5 mein Riddick is mentioning some other plan that these other people are planning. Plan A and plan B. What are those plans?
So, like, even when the characters are not being added, the sentences are too long and they are too complicated.
Yeah.
Now, again, fantasy books which have multiple books in it, you need the writing to be, yes, enough and nice for it to be world building and for it to have like depth. But this is not depth. This just feels like I'm reading like 10th or 12th grade chemistry. Like it's so complicated.
Like you're reading a
to-
textbook.
Yeah.
एक तो plan हमें पता भी नहीं है.
Yeah.
So we can't understand your sentiment if we don't even know what it's referring to.
Yeah. See, okay, on a Kindle, like I will anyway, the size is smaller, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines for one sentence is too much.
Yeah, exactly. So far, nothing is also happening as such.
Yeah. Now, like first 2 chapters, too much happened.
And now
it's
nothing's
flat.
happening. So, like in Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, I used to keep marking moments where I used to think that she was like pretty badass, and the things that she would say, the things that she would do, because I feel like a lot of times, like while it comes across as like someone who needs help and needs support, and she's a lot softer and stuff, but she has her moments where she's cutthroat. And like over here also, you'll come to chapter 6 ke beginning mein, she says something, she stands up for something, and she says something which I'm just like, damn girl, like yeah, that's my female protagonist right there.
Yeah. And it's very empowering to even read, because it's like a female protagonist who does not need to be saved, and her partner is like, yeah, I know you can protect yourself.
Yeah.
That her subtle, like Rebecca Yarros has tried to represent like chronic illness, and
Yeah.
her still being able to do whatever she can with her physical limitations as well.
Same. And also, like, I feel like, like, for the longest time, people thought a strong female protagonist means that they don't feel any hurt or sadness or anything. But she feels everything. Like, emotion is really at the forefront. But yeah, she's a very emotional person.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that she's weak because she's an emotional person.
Like in all these books that you read, like any of the dystopian ones or any of the fantasy ones or whatever, especially you see that, oh, the strong female lead is just numb to their emotions.
Exactly.
This one isn't. She like feels, and she makes
Everything.
everyone around her be like, bitch, get in touch with your feelings.
Yeah. So that's something Hasti hasn't reached that stage yet.
I genuinely thought that I would be the faster reader because I skipped through. I only read the dialogues.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm so confused that I'm going so slow because I'm so confused in the words right now.
Bro, they just casually dropped a line like a piece of important lore. Just ऐसे ही where was this information? तुमने जो ऐसे ही गिरा दी. Oh my god. Wait.
Do you want me?
Man, if Riddick is the one who betrays everyone, which obviously will not happen, who's gonna serve the funny in this book? Okay, who's gonna do it if not this man? It's always the funny guys who die, which also is unacceptable. But like, no, do not do this to my man. Okay, you already took Liam from us.
Very quickly on that was like
Yeah.
I was not even
Like Hasti and I are still reeling from that heartache.
And the best part is I read Fourth Wing. By the time she was done with Iron Flame, I didn't even know she had read Fourth Wing.
Huh.
And Liam's death was not a spoiler that I had. I was not
Yeah.
prepared for it
Yeah.
at all.
I just read something. She just read the part where they just casually dropped the line that last time a lightning wielder and a shadow wielder. What is the line?
The last time a shadow and lightning wielder fought side by side, they managed to drive the Venom back into the Barrens for a few hundred years.
Yeah, and then read the next line that Violet thinks.
Xaden and I are the first of our signals to live simultaneously since the Great War.
Exactly.
We don't know if there are 6 people because the scribes can change it. The 7th dragon will also have a rider.
Exactly.
Twice it has happened that 6 rare signets have lasted together. And the first time we are assuming is when they defeated the brother. And the second time is during the Great War when the Venom came.
No, the Great War is with the.
Oh, right.
है ना?
So then what is the twice? We don't know the 2 times because it's not a recovered thing. So it's definitely this is not the second war. This is the third time.
But it's also the way she just came in. Who said
Yeah.
it? Devera said it or
Emeterio.
Emeterio said it and just casually dropped this line. Did we have this information all this time? You just itna casually just bola. It's as if like people expected to know this.
Yeah, but that's the thing. His shadow power, no one else has it, and it's not been
Eric's
recorded.
signet hasn't manifested yet, right?
Yeah, it hasn't, but I'm sure it will. But
And it will be important if
Yeah.
he starts wielding shadows. I swear to God.
I don't think she'll repeat shadow.
I hope. So that's the thing, na. Even with Violet, for the longest time during Iron Flame, I had suspected that she'll be able to start wielding lightning from her hand to things. Because when he was training her, he was telling her ki, you keep thinking of wielding from the air into the ground and aise wo, but like it's in you and ye wo karke. And in my head I thought ki Iron Flame may be heading in a direction where she's gonna start being able to attack people through her hands using lightning. Why did your eyes widen like that?
But that's the thing, right? She's not doing that.
Yeah, she's not doing that. I have been running around this room for the last 30 seconds because this woman right here. Okay, so
I don't even know this. I'm not getting
your
it.
eyes. So she's reaching a part where we're getting to know something about Xaden, and she was asking, "Oh, does he become like a duke or duchess or something? Does that happen?" And I was like, she was like, "Does Violet become something?" And I was like, Violet is not becoming anything. And then suddenly I had a thought, ki, like, what if like this is one of those fantasies where they get engaged or something? And then she gave me the smile.
But the thing is, I said, is Violet becoming the Duchess because he goes like, you will have to what? The solution I can think of is you'll be the first to sense when I lose the rest of it. So then I was like, is he becoming some duke or something? And if Violet
read
is the
on
safe
and then
keeper,
you'll
is she
find
the
out.
Duchess, like Vesa hai.
Yeah, you read on and you'll find out about Xaden. The panic attack I just had for a whole minute.
Because she misinterpreted a look because even I was like, what? If that happens,
Yeah.
I don't trust Rebecca Yarros and I don't have 2 years of patience in me to be like, ये लोग engage होके फिर कुछ mess up हो गया फिर कुछ वापस से आ गए. I don't have that in me because this book, the way it's going, it's scaring me.
Pregnancy, I don't see pregnancy happening in this world, to be honest. She's at the part where they're talking about the plan, and she's like, "What plan?" And I was like, "Bro, I'm at the part where I'm
Oh, I reached
reading.
it. Okay, he gave me
I
that
am
one.
reading the part where they're doing the plan, and I'm still confused what the plan is. I don't know what's going on." It's 1:43 in the morning. We've reached like 14%, 16% of the book, and we're taking a snack break.
It's 1:44.
1:44. We just spent a couple minutes just venting about how confusing this book is. And not just because it's hard to understand, but because their actions, like this entire scene where they went to the wall stone and they took out the thing that prohibits the flyers from wielding magic, that scene doesn't make sense. I feel like it was hard to understand what Sawyer did exactly, and then why they were hiding it from Marin, and why Kat wasn't there to begin with when she was the one relaying the message. Like, nothing makes sense. I'm so confused.
And it's so surprising because the time difference between Fourth Wing and Iron Flame was 6 months. And yeah, I know there are many people who
Iron
didn't.
Flame at Fourth Wing?
Yeah, it was released between 6 months.
No,
na?
between 7 months.
Huh,
yeah.
6, 7, yeah, 7 months, right? And I know many people didn't like Iron Flame and they found it rushed and everything. But we personally quite liked it and didn't find too many ऐसा plot holes or too many things that, and we were like कि अच्छा एक दो plot hole भी है तो वो next book में cover up कर सकती है.
Exactly.
This book took a year, and
After she was like well rested and she took the space she needed.
after that it's so much more complicated. Like I would rather
Yeah.
you give like 6, 7 months in a
Yeah,
book if
and
it's
it's
simple
also
to
very
understand.
political, which I don't mind. I like political fantasies personally, but after the first two books were not as much. It's like she's making up for the political part now, and it's a lot to digest. I feel like there's too much information, but at the same time, nothing is happening. Like, yeah, they're staying at the quadrant now. The flyers can stay there and they can wield, but nothing. There's no action happening. Where's the action? One thing I was expecting from this book, and hopefully it'll happen, is that I want to know more at a greater depth about the rest of them. Like, I love the squad, but I want to know them more, apart from the fact that Rhiannon is a strong and smart one, and Riddick is the funny one, and then Sawyer
Yeah.
is the sweet one, and I want to know more about them. And I hope we get to see some history, some backstory, some
Yeah.
depth to them in this book.
And again, like for Liam, because he was in so much proximity of Violet, we like really saw him, like his
Yeah.
struggle, his relation with Xaden through Violet's eyes. But we saw it.
Exactly.
Now we are not.
And the thing is, like, we know that she's capable of it, because Liam, when I read Fourth Wing, Liam becomes a part of them so late in the book, but the entire fandom is so attached, because that's good writing, how to get your characters attached quick. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we're judging too early also, pata nahi. But I am 77 pages in. It's high time.
And we've started reading at like 10:30.
Yeah.
And for it to be 1:44, which is
It's too slow.
it's like 3 hours. It feels like this book feels like this is the first time the author is writing fantasy. Fourth Wing didn't seem like
exactly.
that as much.
Yeah.
Even
but,
though it was the
yeah.
first time.
But this feels more like it. See, like, it's not like I'm having a bad time.
Yeah.
I enjoy the dynamic between them. I enjoy the dialogue. But the plot per se needs work right now. The thing is, I feel like the information I need is not the information we're getting. We're getting all baki sabka information. But the things that I want, like all the research about Venom and the dragons and about the characters, that's what we need.
Yeah, and when we say action,
But
we
what
don't
we're getting is
necessarily mean,
politics.
yeah, and when we say action, we don't necessarily mean fighting. We also mean like them sitting and translating books and journals and sneaking books out of the archives. Things like that is
Yeah,
also
even
action.
that was interesting to read about.
It's like the world is happening to the characters and not the characters are not happening to the world, which is not right, because even in real life, the world happens to us, but we also happen to the world.
And like we've talked about this before, about how one of the reasons I liked Fourth Wing was because every time I read those books, I feel like I'm with them in the group. I'm hanging out with them. I'm seeing everything that they're seeing. But right now, I feel like I'm being told by someone ki aisa hua and vaisa hua and all that. We just cracked this open. Things were chill, and suddenly all hell has broken loose. Just when you said that, why can't I scream, rail against the cruelty, the perpetual anxiety of impending doom, That's how I'm feeling while reading this book. Bro, I really feel like this scene just dropped out of nowhere. What is going on?
There's a scene.
You want to know? You're gonna read it. Just wait a couple pages. What is the scene? Bro, don't look at me. But like, do Zayden and Kat get engaged or something? Like, what is going on? I feel like even if it's not her signet, the vision, the dream, the future thing, whatever, how is Violet not questioning these nightmares or these dreams that or these visions that she's having? She's such a smart person. Like, I feel like the smartest we've seen her is in Fourth Wing, pata hai? She was so sharp, and with every book, her intelligence is like dropping or something.
You hit the nail on the mark. That is what is bothering me in this book. Is her smartness. Which
Her
is,
smartness, yeah.
it's what bothered me in Iron Flame also. From the get-go, you can see that from the get-go, that from literally the first scene when Liam has just died and she sees Andana is like changed into colors, the first thing is that the sunlight, when the sunlight hits, her scales become violet or something like that, like
Yeah,
basically purple.
yeah.
As she grows, I know she goes into the dreamless sleep where Violet has not seen her for months, but still, it is impossible.
But even then, at least 5-6 times she thinks, oh, this is a different color, different
Yeah.
color, different color, different
And
color each time.
Exactly, for the person who was able to by herself figure out how to poison her challenges on the mat and was able to do it successfully for so long and was able to survive, I was just like, what are you doing? Some parts of it is really smart, but some parts I'm just like, how is she not questioning things like Fourth Wing Violet would have questioned it?
Hasti and I have a theory, just updating. We think that Holden could be her ex, okay? Just off of the vibes that we're getting from the way she talks about him. Every
Right,
time
and
Liam
you're-
gets mentioned, I get emotional.
Yeah.
I see his name on the page and I feel like crying. Don't bring him up, please. I love the sassy side of Tan, man. The scene where like she tells him ahead and he's like, yes, I too have eyes. There is something happening and she saw someone. The silver hair again. Pata tha. I knew it. Me talking to myself right now. So Hasti just asked you like her second signet might not be a war signet, which she knows the signet, by the way. Asking me as if. But I also think it won't be a war signet. I think it'll be a strategy signet because she has a war signet already, and like people are always like she's a rider with a scribe's mind and
Yeah,
stuff. She
exactly.
needs a signet. She needs signets that marry the two, right? Does Garrett have Garrick have a second signet? Is he like a distance wielder or something? You don't know? Okay. It's either he's a distance wielder or he's betraying.
It's about something else,
Okay.
but I think it's related to the marked ones.
That the marked ones have two signets.
Yeah.
I have seen that theory during Fourth Wing only, because in Fourth Wing there was a scene in the final battle. Liam was wielding ice. His signet
Was
is
vision.
yeah. If marked ones have
Then marked
two
ones
signets.
probably
Oh my god, is that what it is?
It could be.
Are we solving this right now? What is this? Chapter 12 ka header? No. You read your goddamn book. No. Fuck everything else. The romance is gonna break me for sure. There are different teachers, and she's saying, the silver haired Venin is saying that choose me, not that other dude, as your teacher. So does that mean like even within the Venom they're not united and they have their own agendas and stuff like that? At this point I feel like every second signet that one of these people manifests is like something that has never happened. They're all like a walking club of just rare signets. I just reached the part where she's talking to Jack and he says, makes you wonder who's been channeling here for years, doesn't it? Who's been trading information for power? Is there someone in the leadership who's Venom? Who's like a maven or a sage? I mean, the first guess would be someone we don't like, right? Like Dane's dad or something. But who? The interrogation, Riddick, Rhiannon and Sawyer are waiting for Violet, and Imogen is like, can't you four do anything by yourselves? Love that. I love my Iron Squad. Violet and like Riddick and Rhiannon and Sawyer are talking about something, like just fun conversation. And I don't know if they're referring to what I think they're referring to, but are they referring to like marriage? Are we like, do you think our theories will come true in this book? Like on a serious note, engagement and marriage wale theories.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
This is annoying.
Bro, there was no need for this. Their relationship has complications already. Zayden is now a professor, which did not see that coming, to be honest. I don't see him being like a
No,
professor.
matlab, I had seen the
Oh,
spoilers.
you had seen the. Okay, fine. और कितने spoilers देखे हैं तूने?
मैंने मेन 2-3 देख लिए.
Wow, okay. But this entire thing that they can't date now because he's a professor, like they have enough issues. We don't need this.
Yeah, it's like
We're about to start chapter 16. Hasti and I are reading together, like point to point now. I think beyond all the frustration, I love Zayden and I love Violet and Zayden together. They're like meant for each other. That I can enjoy fully. No complaints. But I'm worried about Sawyer. Either he'll turn into Venom or he'll die. I don't know. But I feel like we're focusing a lot on how Sawyer is feeling pretty depressed about his leg. Like we aren't really seeing, she doesn't really tap into like, oh, Rhiannon is feeling this way or Riddick is feeling this way, but she's constantly mentioning how Sawyer is feeling down. So far, all this time, I thought that like his work, whatever he was doing, was like gone or destroyed or something. But all this time, she knew that it's in the office.
Yeah,
Like it's
she-
right there.
But she's told it so many times that during Iron Flame also she would always be like, "Ki, I wish I had my dad and his research and his mind." It was always like,
Yeah. So if she knew where the research was, why didn't she just go and take it earlier? And she had access also pehle. So many times this research has been mentioned through both the books. Why didn't she just go and get it if she knew it all this time? It's a little frustrating. If Alden is her first love, I'm gonna lose my mind. First of all, we called it.
Yeah.
We called it. But also this entire scene is so entertaining to read.
yeah.
So, we just read the part where, first of all, Riddick says that, it really pisses me off when you guys act like my sense of humor somehow lessens my ability to show up for a squad. We both highlighted that. And this is why Mirror Ball is his song.
Yeah.
His power, he can freeze someone's body, and the fact that he's possibly the only ice wielder who can do that. First of all, why? Okay, that's like enhanced power. He better not be Venom. At this point, I'm just like, stop, Venom. I just want to say, I love the side of Violet where she's incredibly sassy and snippy with her words. That's my favorite side of her. Also, we're having popcorn. Okay, so we just crossed the part where like Zayden unintentionally reads her mind. And like you were talking about it, how like if he starts losing control more and more, it won't just be him becoming Venom, but his powers as well, including him being an intrinsic. Zayden just casually dropped the cutest line ever. They're like walking on their horses, and then he's like, what did he say? Speak for yourself. Arete is the second most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And my home is the first. He looks at Violet and says that. Like, stop. Like, Violet is his home. Like, Arete is supposed to be his home, but Violet is his home, and that's the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. I'm honestly just liking this scene a lot. It's very grounded and soft, which is, I think, is something we needed. Just all of them talking and bonding and like laughing together. We just met Narelle. She also has silver hair, and she took notice of Violet's hair before she said, "You must be Ash or Sorrengail's daughter." What is with the silver hair? Narelle like confusing Zayden for Dane. This is too funny. I must say, like, she does have a funny moments throughout this book. I just finished chapter 27, where like they're trying to negotiate with, what is his name, Cortland, and Zayden channels from the conduit that Violet has, and it's pissing me off, like it was a scratch, yeah, and they could have fought off the people. He did not need to channel. Like, I get he's passionate about her and shit, but he needs to थोड़ा think. मुझे थोड़ा सा slight irritation हो रहा है कि I just need, like,
Like this was an unnecessary.
Yeah, it feels
challenge.
unnecessary. It doesn't feel like, it just feels like, why?
Like the only thing that's making the plot spicy is him channeling.
Exactly. Tell us about the dragons. Tell us about Andana. Tell us about Violent Second Signet. Or I don't care for all of this. Like, if this was a desperate situation and he had no choice but to do it, I would get it.
Like Iron Flame ending, it was that.
Exactly. But over here, it just. It's pissing me. It's testing my patience, this book. Also, it's like, what's the time? It's really early in the morning. It's 7:30. We haven't slept at all. 45%. We've almost finished 50% of the book, that means. This is where I am in the book. We're gonna head out for breakfast also at some point, and we'll be reading there as well. We just came to a cafe for breakfast. We've got the book with us. We plan to read as much as we can. The music's really loud. I don't know if you can hear me, but we're here.
We have asked them, we have requested them to reduce it a little.
Just for you guys.
All of how many subscribers?
all the 3 people who watch me regularly. I don't know if you can hear us, but for a while now, Hastina has been thinking that she's been feeling way too sick ever since she reached Ekaris's place. And like, we started chapter 28 and she feels like all her muscles are aching and she wants to eat everything or expel it out. She's starting to see double. She's very like tired and unfocused. And we're starting to feel like this is not just usual tiredness. We've been thinking about it for a while that, something is up. She's not feeling tired just because of. We are now at cafe number 2 because the other one was very cold and very loud as well. Cozied up. This was my first thought that this entire Dun-Dune, whatever this god is, the entire temple is giving cult right now. Okay, I have this whole thing going in my head. All these texts on the top are like Asher Daxton, which I think is what her dad's name was before he changed to Asher Sorengain. And in my head, I feel like he took Violet and ran away from here, which also explains why he's estranged from his parents, and it would explain also why like he's so always Violet coded and not Mira and Brennan, and then why Mira, especially after talking to her grandmom, finding out what happened between her and her parents, she's like, so dad gave it to you because like maybe Mira and Brennan are not his. Also the Brennan with the silver hair, she's clearly from this temple as well. She has the tattoo, so she also clearly came from here. And then she must have gotten into Navas somehow because she needs magic to channel. So why did she turn Venom? And what does she know that Violet needs? The thing is, she also breathes lightning. The same signet as Violet. She also said, you mortal. She's immortal. We don't even know how old she is. I want to scream. I want to scream.
How are you reading this fast? What are you doing?
I'm just reading normally. If I had a penny for every time marriage or engagement or having an heir is mentioned in this book, it's gonna drive me mad. Someone is leaving this book getting engaged. Either Violet or Xaden, or Cat and Xaden, or if it's like Violet and I don't even want to say it. These fantasies I tell you will be the death of me.
Wait, I'm getting there. It feels like I'm on Internet Explorer. I'm only half a page behind. I'm not even in chat.
It's literally like I read something and I'm like, and then she reads it 2 minutes later. She's like, I called it. This is a trap. She knew they were coming. No. Oh my god. No. No.
Garrick is dead.
What?
Garrick is
I
dead.
don't know. No. I can't cry in the middle of this cafe. Oh my god. We're fine. I am loving Violet in this chapter. This entire chapter, what chapter is that? 37. This is the Violet I signed up for.
So everyone's always like, Zayden is a great character and all of that. But the way he's worried for Garrett,
Yeah.
you know that he's just a pookie.
Exactly.
Like there is no grayness.
Exactly.
That boy is, even as a villain, he's right through and through.
Exactly.
Jesse and Lana's time. Jesse and Lana's time.
What?
Yeah, Jesse and Lana's time.
You stop reading from my book.
Let's stop. Wait for me, but you don't want to.
I'm just sitting here cheering Hasti on to reach where I've reached because we just.
Yeah, they are on this island. I knew they were on this island.
I'm so wildly confused but also like so pleasantly taken aback. Cheers. So guys, I hope you can hear us. Okay. Update, we read quite a bit. We have like 150 pages, maybe less than that left. And yeah, we went, had lunch. Now we are here in this cute little garden. And we're gonna finish the book hopefully. But so far our thoughts. We just found out that they found the 7th den. They didn't wanna partake in their shenanigans. Riddick found out that Zayden is Venom. Honestly, I love the way that Riddick handled that entire thing. My love for him just grew. What did you think of the den, the 7th den?
It was very expected that they will be like, "Ki, you guys have fucked up in some way and they won't be
Yeah.
helpful in the get-go."
Yeah.
And then I feel like in the next book or maybe towards the end of this book, Violet will do something to win them over. I don't know, but yeah.
Or they might show up in some way
Yeah.
because of something.
Or they might show up to protect the ancient magic. I don't know. Also, like, I want to know what is with the feather tail, because like I'm now a little confused. Like, how is
Yeah,
there
we were
no
having a
other?
whole discussion about that.
Yeah. How is there like no other dragon with a feather tail?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little confused because I always assume that any dragon in their adolescence is a feather tail, because they used to talk about it like, oh, feather tails are very rare and she's just a child, she's just probably just come here,
Yeah.
essay.
All this time I've been thinking that feather tails was just like the type of tail, no matter what den you belong to, but
Yeah.
also could just be like referring to the children.
Yeah, and then
Like we don't know enough, I feel.
Yeah.
So like, is there a correlation between the 7th den and feather tail specifically?
because all of the irids
Are feather
are
tails.
feather tails.
Yeah.
And till now we've seen so many red dragons, orange dragons, blue.
Yeah, and they have different
Yeah, they
tails.
have all got different tails. So what makes them so uniform is, it doesn't mean that feather tail is kind of like the innocence of the dragons, and these dragons have kept in touch with their original magic, and that's why they are innocent, and the others evolved themselves for the war.
Yeah, because they asked her, how did you change your tail like that? And she did it. She chooses to be black and her tail and everything to copy Tan, because like he's a role model for her, and Tan is obviously a ruthless fighter, right?
Yeah, she says that's what was expected, or that's what is
Yeah.
accepted.
And like in Iron Flame, she mentioned that she wanted to be like him. She admires him, and like and the Den was telling her that you're not supposed to be this. You're not supposed to be a fighter. You're supposed to be for peace. Yeah, but apart from that, the gang is back together. That was nice to see. We went through a chunk of the book without Rhiannon and Sawyer and Imogen, so it's nice to
Yeah,
see that. We also feel like the second half of the book is a lot better. The first half has issues,
Maybe.
but the second half is going faster.
yeah.
We're enjoying it more. We're getting more clues and hints. It's keeping us like in the story.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the parts were just unnecessary. Some conflicts are required for the plot, some were just not required.
Yeah,
Like,
some were just like, we were talking about it, about how a lot of the things in the first half, like I feel like it's a waste of my time unless they pay off in some way in this book or the next book.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it feels like that was just dragging the story for
Yeah.
no reason at all.
like the conflict that happened with Holden and that Deverley, whatever, those people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was very unnecessary because we knew at the end of the day either Xaden would get the power or Violet would get
Yeah,
the
the
power, and that's
thing
what
is,
happened.
what was the point of introducing Holden to the story in
Yeah.
this book? If it was it just the conflict uske liye? Because he's been completely useless, like absolutely useless,
And-
except for like creating conflict.
Yeah, and if he had to stand up to, and if Eric had to stand up to his brother, he could have done that in the first 50% of the book, not
Yeah.
later on. And also, like, the conflict that I feel was required was at the house of those people where Xaden's mom was there. I think that was a required one.
I loved that.
That chapter was great, yeah. It was like
Those
OG
couple
Violet.
of chapters have been like pretty good.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
That was OG Violet, I
Yeah,
feel.
like the badassery was top notch. Her brain was working overtime, and I'm here for it. Yeah, right now I think I'm just like I want some final conclusions about the den, the dragons, Eric's signet, and her hair.
And her signet.
Yeah, her signet. Like it's high time. Ab to kar do bhai. Little more clarification with her dad, her parents. Seven.
And also we also think that Anana, while she's an Irid, but she's probably a different
Yeah,
type
she's
because,
still different from the rest of the den.
because she took like 650 years to hatch, which is anyway more than
Yeah, and
average.
she chose to not hatch. There was a reason. And she's clearly channeling her powers differently from the rest of them. So there's something still different about her. Even if she like unites with her den and everything, there's still something else about her. So that's what it is. Let's try to finish the book now, hopefully.
Yeah.
Another thing we have to figure out is who's the mole. We know for a fact that there is a mole, right?
Yeah.
Someone has been leaking information constantly. Who is that? Either someone from the higher up in the leadership, one of the teachers, or Brennan, or Bodhi. Those were our guesses.
Yeah.
So the thing that we were really just guessing at came true. There is another shadow wielder, but it's not Eric, it's Lynx of all people. Where is this going? Every single dream, vision that she has is in relation to Xaden except the one that she had, which was with Kat. It's all either visions or future scenes, or maybe she's tapping into other people's dreams and like seeing what they're seeing. I don't know. Both of us have reached a very tiring point right now where we're like, the story is slowed down again. A lot of pointless things are happening. Sex scenes are happening that we don't really care for. I just want to get done with it at this point.
I was just waiting. I was like, अब बताऊं, अब बताऊं, अब बताऊं. I'm so proud of you. तुमने कल ही guess कर लिया
Thank
था.
you. Her second signet is Dreamwalker. Let's go. Finally. And Darna is gone? What the hell? What the hell? I don't know how I feel about this.
It almost feels like unnecessary. Like anything
Yeah.
right now feels unnecessary.
Like what?
That means Steam will die. Let's see.
She just slit Mira's throat. Sloane is coming. She can siphon me. Hasti has a theory that Eric can see the future, and I think she might be right. Let's see. She's alive. Oh my god.
What?
Don't read your book. Oh my god. Yeah, we got a Rhiannon chapter. You were talking about this, about how we want their other people's perspective as well. I don't know why. If Eric delivered a package to you in the middle of the fucking war, it means it's important. He's not stupid, you're not stupid. Open the goddamn thing. Getting an Imogen chapter. Love that. Quinn! I just got to the part. Quinn is dying. I look over at Hasti. She's crying already. No. I can't be crying right now, dude. But I like her. We like
I
her.
know, but she's not even that introduced. But
What did we just read?
so I feel I know who.
Oh my
Who's the brother?
god. Who's the brother? Is it Bodhi? He kept saying my new brother. Garrick is also missing because he tried to do something. One last way to help them. He is missing. They didn't mention Bodhi.
Yeah, but But
Xaden,
he-
and
he's
who's the
on.
fourth one?
we don't know.
Yeah. And then they're married now. I I knew emotion had been wiping the memories. But why wipe the memory though?
For plausible deniability.
I guess there's so much that happened, honestly. Like, those are just the top things, but so much happened. There's so much to unpack. I need some time.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, this is editing me. So I just realized that the video footage is way too long from the reading vlog, and I also ended it in a very weird way. I didn't really discuss anything in the end because I was so taken aback by everything we read. So I will have to be splitting this video in two parts. I did record a section of me sitting down and discussing all my final thoughts about the book and all my questions and my theories, everything. And that video footage is also an hour long, so it's just getting too long and too lengthy. So we're gonna split these videos into two parts. The first part being this one, which is the reading vlog, and the second part will be the discussion part. All right, hope you enjoyed this part one. Give me your initial raw thoughts. What did you think of the book? And then wait for part two, where we have a full-blown detailed discussion where I also reread some parts of the books for it. So hope you enjoyed part one. See you for part two.